Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the brand new Zhiyun Crane 2S. This is Zhiyun's newest flagship gimbal, and they brought back the Crane 2 design, the original Crane 2. This, in my opinion, was Zhiyun's best gimbal, and now they made it even better with a ton of new functions and a completely new build design. And we're talking about carbon fiber here. So on the lower handle, the first thing you're gonna notice is that it's not made out of metal anymore, it's made out of carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is much more expensive than aluminum, but it has much better qualities because it's lightweight and it's extremely strong. And on top of that, it just looks really cool. You'll also notice that we get a larger LCD screen so you can constantly see the current status of your battery life, filming mode, and so on. On top of that, they upgraded the follow focus wheel to be smaller, but now it's metal and textured, so it's a lot easier to turn. And new to the Crane 2S is the axis locking systems, except they are much stronger than that of the GIMBAL S, and they're pretty comparable to the Crane 3S locking system. Once you lock it up, it remains tight and it doesn't wobble around. We also have two accessory ports on opposite ends of the pan axis, and this allows you to attach monitors, lights, or any other lightweight accessory. Also new to the Crane 2S is the trigger, and this allows you to go right into full follow mode or into selfie mode. And just as before, we are using the same 18650 batteries. When you take a closer look at the motors on the Crane 2S, you'll notice that they are much beefier, and this means you can rig up this thing with a lot heavier weight. For example, you can rig up a fully loaded Blackmagic Pocket with no problem. And on top of that, the Crane 2S now supports both the follow focus motor and zoom motor, so you can have both motors mounted at the same time. The LCD screen allows us to access much more features than the previous Crane 2, such as the new auto tune feature. They developed a new stabilizing algorithm for the Crane 2S because it has much larger motors, so now we don't have to custom set our motors unless you really are looking for a particular shooting style. And don't worry, I will make a video tutorial on how to properly set your motors with custom settings, so stay tuned for that. We can also access the deadband, smooth degrees, and speed settings within the gimbal without having to go into the app. And now we can actually program the follow focus style to do either the focus pulling or the zoom control. When it comes down to the trigger button, you can hold it down to enter full follow mode, or you can change it to just a tap, and that will also enter full follow mode. Now, another really big feature that they added to the Crane 2S is the new vertical mounting system. So now you can just easily remove your camera, mount it vertically without having to rely on a camera cage or some other ridiculous rig. So this is perfect for your Instagram stories, or if you want to just change up the look of your video. Along with the vertical mounting system, we also have upgraded tensioners, which are a lot easier to grab and adjust the balancing for your gimbal. Now let's get down to the performance. I tested out this gimbal using the 24-70 Zeiss lens. I shot at 24, 50, and 70mm focal lengths. This is raw footage. It's untouched, no stabilization, not even color grading. So take that as you will. This is 100% raw footage. As you can see, this gimbal behaves extremely well, actually better than the GIMBAL S because the motors are more powerful, and even when you zoom in and unbalance your rig, this gimbal compensates for that extra weight, no problem. And just like previous Zhiyun gimbals, we do get POV and vortex mode, and you can see how smooth this footage is coming out. Even though I'm making contact with the actual tree's leaves, it pushes through without stuttering or hesitating. These motors are so strong. And And with this gimbal, there's a ton of different accessories that you can get. I actually have the small rig gimbal ring, and it's not out yet, but when it is, I'll let you guys know. And this honestly complements this gimbal so much. I'll make a different video on that system because you guys are absolutely going to love it. Now I know what you're gonna be thinking. Why didn't Zhiyun drop the roll motor down to 45 degrees? Well, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Well, at least for me, because that motor never really bothered me. And now with the new cameras that are coming out with the new flip screens, it really doesn't matter much. I mean, it's user preference. I never really held the gimbal upright perfectly, so the roll motor never got in the way. But for some of you, that might be a game changer. But I'm telling you right now that this is the perfect gimbal, at least for me. They brought back the original Crane 2 and transformed it to make it an absolute powerhouse. This is the gimbal to get. The Crane 2S is just, the Crane 2 was my favorite gimbal. And until now, this is my new favorite gimbal. It works for me. It's based off of an old traditional gimbal design, and when you go into inverted mode, it feels right. It feels fluid. It behaves like a dolly. It's so smooth when you go into inverted. So just keep that in mind. I like the traditional gimbal and I like the traditional design because it just feels right. And I'm very blessed that I have different gimbals to try out, but I'm telling you right now, the traditional design works, and that's something that I really do love about the Crane 2 series. So if you guys are interested in getting this gimbal, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description box below. I promise you, this is an absolute game changer, and I'm so happy that the Crane 2 made a comeback. And yes, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of video series on this gimbal because it just gives me that rush of nostalgia when the original Crane 2 came out. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed with those notifications turned on. And if you like this video, also give it a like. I can't wait to see what you guys create. And yeah, check out the gimbal for yourself. I guarantee you, you will love it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.